Howdy, folks, and welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And tonight we got a great show for you. It's all about scams and phishing and getting your identity stole with my co-host tonight, Nina, the Mystic Truther. Thank you for being here tonight.
Hey, pleasure to be here again. It seems like we've been going through sort of similar things here this week.
Yes, absolutely. Week. And we didn't even know about it, really. I mean, this is just a kind of one of those coincidences that just showed up and struck us both. I mean, scared me to death and upset me a lot. I got a good story for you all, so we'll be telling that a little bit. You got a good story too.
Yeah, I do too. And then we just realized now that we're communicating, you know, that's the trick about everything, isn't it? That I'm not receiving Robert's text, you know, and it's just like, where did those texts go? So I don't know what is going on with the electronics this week. Bizarre, but
it's really weird how that is. I mean, you know, because the funny part is I'm sending out text and you know, you're sending out text to me and I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, I'm getting a few of your texts and you're getting a couple of mine maybe or so, and then but not all of them. So none of it's making any sense. You're like,
it's been all week. Let me go back and look. I haven't received a text from you since Monday or something, and yet, you know, and so that is so weird. Like, does anybody in the chat right now know what the heck that's all about? Is this something I've done or he's done that, you know, I can't see his text? It looks like, you know, it's all okay on your end, but on my end, all I see is mine. So I don't know what's going on. I'm not a technical kind of person, so I don't know what the heck is going on. But yeah, there's a lot of fraud and hackery going on right now that we both personally have been affected by this week. So I don't know about the rest of you. If you can comment and let us know. Have you also experienced this kind of stuff here this week? Seems to me like it's ramping up all of a sudden, which could bring us into a whole other subject.
Well, but, I'm just going to put the invitation out there. If you have had a hack or a scam happen to you, put it in the chat right now, and if I got your email, I will send you a link. And if you want to come on and talk about your scam, you know, I will send you a link, and you can come on and tell us what your story is. But what sparked this whole thing for me was on Thursday. It's my first day off. If you don't mind, Nina, I'll go with my story first.
Yes, you go first.
Anyway, Thursday, about noon, 1 o'clock, I managed to get a phone call. And it was from, why did I get that up? Anyway, it was from Wells Fargo. And I'm thinking, okay, Wells Fargo. Okay, this is, you know, must be a, you know, and well, the guy was like giving me information, and he's saying, well, you have been, your identity's being stolen or something. Have you opened up a bank account at our bank in Wells Fargo? Because somebody with your name has opened up an account or several accounts, and they are sending money overseas in your name, a total of $300,000.
Wow. Well, it wasn't to me, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, and what the worst part about the whole thing is I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what? You know, and I'm saying, you know, I don't know anything about this. You know, I am really, you know, distraught. I'm kind of upset, and he was really nice. And then it clicked in my head from all this training they had given me, you know, at my job, you know, about scamming, and, you know, things have happened before. And I was like, well, what's your name? You know, and he says, my name is Ron Jefferson. with more of an Indian accent, I should say. Put it that way.
Of course, it's in India. Yeah.
I'm from the Wells Fargo Bank. You know, I have to think of the Simpsons. You know, we got from San Francisco. You need to know my ID number. It's my ID number is 8541. I wrote it all down. And my name is Ron. You need me to repeat that again? I says, no. You know, your identity, sir, has been stolen. Oh, okay. You know, I'm like, what's happened here? And he goes on and he says things that, well, you know, this money, if it's found overseas, you could be, you know, put in jail or prison. You know, we're here to help you. I'm thinking, oh, okay. Well, I never open ISAs. I never open a bank account. I don't have any accounts with Wells Fargo. You know, it's not me. And then I says, how do I know you're not the scammer? Well, you know, because we're here to help you. We are going to connect you, he says, with the Financial Crime Enforcement Network. Okay. Yes, we don't handle this. You know, we send it over to the Financial Crime Enforcement Network, sir. And I'm thinking, okay, well, for the moment, I guess, you know, so I patiently wait, and the guy switches the phone over, and next thing you know, I'm on with another guy. Sir, or, you know, this will be your, my name is Martin Davis, he says, in an Indian accent, of course. Or maybe it was a touch of Russian in there. I don't even know if I can duplicate it. So we're just going to move on with that. He says, I'm from the Financial Crime Enforcement Network. He says, you know, we're here to help you. You know, we're going to track these scammers down. Your identity may have been stolen. Have you used your phone, your bank account recently? Do you have any checking or savings, or, you know, how many accounts do you have? And I'm like, well, I just, you know, you're normal. You know, I'm just kind of bewildered by all of this. We're here to help you, sir. We're here to help. You know, we don't want you to go to prison. We don't want nothing. I said, well, how do you know this isn't a scam thing? How much, you know, are you going to try to charge me something here, take my numbers? And no, sir. We're going to give you this case number, DC 1070. Boy, did that sound kind of legit. I'm like, okay, you know, I don't want to be, and he kept, you know, enforcing these things. And, you know, so I'm going to present here something. I'm going to share the screen. And he pretty much checked all these boxes. Now, this is Chat GPT, everybody. I just typed in there. I says, I got a call from Wells Fargo, and I described the same thing. And he says, yes, this was 100% scam, and here's why. You never opened an account. That was the first red flag. Threats of jail time. That was the second red flag. Pressure to cooperate immediately. That was another red flag. Unverified caller. Did the caller ask for your personal information? He kind of did. He didn't ask for a payment, but he, you know, I kept saying, well, how come I haven't received an email? Could you send me an email at this time? And, you know, if you got my phone number or whatever, you know, and blah, 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 because he told me my phone number, and I'm like, okay. And of course, what should you do? Do not call them back. Ignore the number they called from. Report the scam to Wells Fargo, which I didn't do because I didn't know this at the time. Check your credit report. You know, after you do that, unauthorized accounts. Here's the thing, annualcreditreport.com. Report to the FTC, file under fraud. Report fraudulent government. You know, so I didn't do any of that. I did report it to the FBI, though. So what I did was I typed in, what did I type in? Where just going to start a new thing, and I'll show you right here what I did. So while I got him on the phone, I'm trying to, get him to. So I says, where are you from? And I typed it in, and I typed in this, and this is what come up. And I read this really, really quick, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's checking all the boxes. And I thought, yeah. And then I read something on the bottom here. It says, if you receive an unsolicited communication from someone via phone, text, or email, claiming to represent or an employee of the it's a scam. You should not respond. I'm like, so what I did with him was tell him, and I said, listen, buddy, I got to go. Something come up. I got to go. Right now, I says, call me back in a little bit. And that was it. And I hung up because once I figured out it was a scam, I tried to get away. And I thought, well, if it isn't a scam, he'll call me back, won't he? But he never did. And so right away, I looked at this here, the FinCEN regulatory hotline. So I called this number, and I spent quite a while on that number punching buttons, people. It was not a fun thing. Once I got done doing that, basically it said, oh, here's a website you need to go to, www.ic3.gov. And then it says, fill out all your information there. And once you get that information sent out, you are, this is your thing. And then, they sent me an identity theft report. And there's my identity theft report that I filed with the company. And let's see, what's this one?
Make sure none of your private information is in there.
It tells you all the stuff here, what to do next, things like that. So I did all this stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So, anyway, that is my story with my identity and the scamming and all of this. And I was a little bit, shaken up because this was a process. So by the time the talking to him was at least a half hour or better. And then after I got done talking to him, it was at least another, 45 minutes of filling out paperwork and making calls of my day and my time over this,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you got time for that, right? I know. That is actually a classic kind of scam, what you just went through there, and it's unfortunate, and there's a lot of them from India. There's this show actually on YouTube, and I can't remember what it's called, but there's these guys that know how to hack as well, who are spoofing the hackers. So they'll actually be able to hack into their computer and see them. They know exactly where they are and all this kind of stuff. It's kind of funny because these guys, it's become a real nuisance, honestly. And unfortunately, a lot of seniors are falling for this. They're because they don't know that much about it, and so they try to get seniors, to be honest. Not that you're a senior, but they'll try it anywhere. But
it does. It says, believe it or not, people 50 and above they start scamming people 50 and above, and I'm above 50. Yeah. So
I guess we're considered a senior then, So it's so I got my story. Oh man, all week we've been at this now. So, you all know that I started this new Facebook page, which I did like over a week ago. Started the page, and a couple of days in, next thing you know, I start getting messages in my inbox there from Meta, and it looks very legit. It's Meta. They had all your information, and all this kind of stuff, saying that the first one was, there's been several reports that, you're, I can't remember the exact wording, but like try to plagiarize or stealing somebody else's content kind of thing, right? I can't remember what the word was for that. Several reports, apparently. So right away, my mind went, oh shit, oops. Thinking, oh, maybe some of my haters must have been reporting my page or something. Like, I don't know. So I just went into defense mode right away. Started thinking about, okay, well, I better start blocking people. Even a friend of mine here locally, I blocked her and blocked anybody that I can think of that may have done that. You know what I mean? And but I went to the page, and the page seemed okay. There was nothing there, because they give you these warnings. Well, if you don't go through this link, right away, we're gonna deactivate your account, or all this kind of stuff, right? So you get all frantically, right? And but the page, yeah, it looked okay. I mean, you can even go in there to see your page status. I'm in the green. It's all looking good. So that should have been I should have known just by that. So for those of you who are listening here now, take heed, okay? Go and look at your page status to see, because they'll notify you there from Facebook that this is the issues, this is what you've done, or whatever. Like, they'll all be in there and they'll tell you, But no, the page looked good, but I didn't know any better at the time. Like, I hadn't gone through this BS before, and so a couple of days went later, and I'm getting another message. Oh yeah, you copy in, and so I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's the bots that are picking up from my other account that I had, because it was still up at the time, and it is similar content. A lot of it is the same content, so maybe that's the problem. You know what I mean? So yesterday I ended up. So the first page I made, so what I did, because I only had about 12 followers at the time, and I'm like, you know what, instead of having to go through all this BS, I just deleted the account. I just got rid of the page, started a whole new page. Exact same page, but started a whole new one. So if you had followed me or liked the page over a week ago, please like the new one. I'll give you the link in here. Like the page if you don't mind, and because I need 100 to go live, the same story again. I think, yeah, that's it there. And then, yeah, so I started all new again and whatever, and sure enough, I started getting more of these. Yesterday, I ended up deleting my old page. I thought, okay, screw it, I'll just delete it, so that the bots aren't picking up on the two pages with the same content. And also, too, when people are looking up Nina the Mystic, that's the first thing that's going to pop up is the old page, and I don't want you going there. That one was just a dud now anyways. So I went and deleted that page then, so that's not going to be an issue. And I was able to actually get a hold of a person on Facebook in the chat thing there. And she told me, she says, you know what? No, we'll never contact you through the messenger, getting you to go through that link. What I just did. That's a scam. They're hackers. They're trying to hack your account, you see. So, yeah, so I figured out. And sure enough, this morning, I woke up to another 5 of these messages in my thing, but I just ignored them now that I know. And then today we're just going live here now. I go onto my Facebook. Oh, somebody's tried to log into your account, so I went and changed my password and everything again now. And wow, so Facebook is full of hackers, and I don't know exactly what they're trying to gain from that, to be honest, but I guess they could get a hold of my PayPal and whatnot. I don't know. So yeah, that is weird. Like, I've never experienced that before. It wasn't like that, years ago when I first started on Facebook. We never had these issues. So yeah, be aware if you're on Facebook or Instagram as well. If they're messaging you in the messenger, saying from Meta and you've done something or whatever, just ignore it. Yeah, just ignore that. Yeah. So here we go again. I got a brand new page now then. So if you don't mind liking it so that I can go live there on Wednesdays in a couple of months. Takes 60 days in order for you to do that.
I just hit the like button. So
there
you go. You got 37.
Thank you everybody.
You got 37 followers, and I don't know how to get to follow this new page.
You automatically follow when you like it.
Oh, Oh, then
Yeah.
there you go.
So I prefer if you would just like it, because I think it's better for the algos. Most people just hit the follow, but for some reason, I think it's better for the algos if you like the page. So if you don't mind just liking the page, if you know, or at least follow, whatever you can do there, because I need 100 followers. So, but yeah, we're 37 in. I mean, the within hours, I had more followers on this page than I had on that other one the day before. So yeah, all over. We're starting all over with everything over there, and it's been very stressful, you know, with this stuff happening. Like, it's wow. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because you're sitting there thinking about what's going to happen to me. You know, am I going to get you know, what's going to be the next step? You know, will this happen? Because it's in your back of your mind, like maybe this is true. Maybe I didn't. You know, like you said, then you finally call or you look it up and it just says
you start going into panic mode, and that's what they're wanting, you know, because you'll tend to do things that normally you wouldn't, you know, if you're in panic mode kind of thing. And, you know, if you had an account there, that probably would have been, you know, then you'll be like, oh my God, somebody's in my account, you know. But because you didn't have an account there, it's, you know, it's kind of obvious that obviously you're not going to be able to send $300,000 out of an account that doesn't exist. So, you know, another thing would be if you didn't have that kind of cash in your account. Again, that would be another clue that, well, 300,000, eh? You know, I wish I knew about that money, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was just all, you know, because it was all made up. That's the whole thing. So, you know, now we've been scammed and fished and all these things. We made it through. Sunset Dreamer says, hey, the IRS never calls you. Yes, they send you letters or somebody will come to your door or something. So let's just go over some of this stuff to review everybody, because if you know these things, you know, like myself, I kind of knew, but you know, do you hang up with this guy? That's the thing, you know, you're thinking, man, you know, he's saying, don't hang up, sir. We're here to help you. We're here to help you. Don't hang up. Yeah, Pamela Jean says Elon can fix it. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, so here we go. We're just going to go over some of this stuff and point it out. Identify the theft as a crime. When somebody identity theft is a crime. Somebody steals your personal information and uses it without your permission. See, that's what we're all afraid of. And then when they call and say, hey, somebody stole your information, we get all afraid. How to identify theft happens: stealing documents. Somebody steals your mail. Phishing. Identity thieves may send fake emails. I think everybody has gotten a box full of them that they, you know, try not to open.
I've been getting quite a few lately from somebody wanting to transfer money. It's like $36 something into my, like a, you know, Interact, you know, thing. And I'm pretty sure I would be able to do it, to put the money in my account. I'm not sure exactly what would happen if I did, but that's been, I've gotten a few of those people, somebody, and I don't know who it is. I don't recognize the name, wanting to deposit into my account. And so Lord knows what would have happened if you know, if I'd actually followed through with that. But yeah, it's amazing how legit.
But you would have had to give them you would have had to give them your account number.
No, I just went right into my bank, unless they had that direct deposit
routing number.
I mean, yeah, like it looked just like your regular, how you would deposit your money into an account. And so, you know, so I don't know exactly what would have happened, like I said, but yeah, that looked, most people would have fallen for that, because this is money. People, somebody say, oh, who cares, you know? And, you know, it's, it's getting really scary with that.
Well, we got skimming. Identity thieves may use special devices to steal your card information, because everybody has an RFID card, you know, with that little thing on the back, and people can just walk by you, not even touch you, and scan your card. How about that? And they know who you are, where you're going, how much money is in your bank, all that good stuff. Data breaches. Identity thieves may steal information from a company's data breach. Signs of an NFT theft. This is a good one. You receive bills for items you didn't buy.
Yeah, I
mean,
got
I
quite a
always
few of
get
those
that.
emails from Best Buy.
Yeah, those.
Oh yeah, $300 and something of, yeah, okay. I don't think so.
Your
Yeah,
shopping cart is full at Amazon. Please pay now. That's a good one. You know, your items are here. Please pay. You know, this deal is we're holding your items.
People shop a lot online. They might not they think, oh yeah, sure, yeah, I just ordered something from there, or and this is how they get you if you're not paying attention, and you just shop a lot and you're not paying attention to every thing that you're doing, which probably a lot of people aren't. It's easy to do. It's easy to overlook.
Yeah. Okay, so we got you receive a little collection letter for accounts you didn't open. That's kind of what I did. I got, hey, sir, you opened a bank account. Oh, I didn't open a bank account. You received credit cards you didn't apply for. You find unauthorized charges on your credit card or bank statements. You receive rejection letters for loans you didn't apply for.
Yeah,
okay, here's the thing. Oh, yeah.
If you get that, then you better follow up on that, because that means somebody tried to. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What to do if you're a victim? This is a big thing, because this is part I didn't know. Now I'm a victim. I hung up with the guy. Do I just go along with my day? It says place a fraud alert on your credit report. Close any accounts that may have been tampered with. Report the identity theft to the Federal Trade Commission. File a report with your local police department. There you go. Things you can do. Identity theft. Let's see. We're going to go on.
When there is an issue, because I had one time. Okay, I went for a walk, parked my car, and I put my purse in the trunk, because who wants to walk around with your purse? Well, these thieves know that, that's what we do. And so they had gotten into my car without any signs. It was a Honda Civic, so it's pretty easy to break into. Open up the trunk, taking my wallet out, took my cards out, replaced the cards with similar card. Okay, close it all up. I didn't notice a damn thing. And I went straight from there to the farm market and went to go do some shopping. I took the card out. I'm like, wait a minute. This isn't my card. So luckily I noticed it right away, went to the bank, told them about it. And this was an ongoing scam, I guess is what they were doing here. But as soon as you do that, you report, something like that, you automatically will get that identity theft thing on your thing, which means every time you go and use your card, every time you want to do something, you got to go through the rigmarole. It's a bit of a pain. But like I tell the tellers, I say, hey, because they feel bad that they have to go through this every time. I say, I'd rather go through the rigmarole with you here now rather than to have somebody take my money. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So that happens automatically, when you do report it. So I've had that. Yeah.
Yeah. So did Joanne. She says, I was a victim of identity theft the old way, like you, Nina. They stole my purse. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, wow. You know what? They didn't take my purse. They didn't even take the cash in the wallet. Either they didn't see it, which was weird because you would think they would take the cash. No, all they took was the bank card and the credit card and replaced them with somebody else's credit card that they had stolen the day before somewhere else. But see, if I hadn't gone to the store right away, I wouldn't have noticed. Like nothing looked out of place. Nothing, you couldn't tell that they'd broken in, nothing. So if I just gone home and not gone shopping for a few days, they would have had a few days to play with my cards, you see. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, they're very smart. They're getting very sophisticated. Yes,
exactly. Let's go on through the identity theft and what are the warning signs? I mean, you caught it. That was good. Names and addresses, credit card, social security numbers. I see. What was it? Pamela Jean or somebody said they wanted their social security card.
So
bank account number.
Never carry your social insurance card with you. That's something that you should remember, and you lock that away in your safe somewhere if you have one.
Yeah.
Hopefully. You all should have a safe at home anyways to carry it, to put that stuff in there. Yeah, you never want to carry that stuff with you. You know what I mean? Because once they have your SIN number, oh boy, they can do a lot of things. You know, like you see right now, the whole social security scam that Trump is unreal. You know, how many people are 300 years old yet they're still collecting? You know, that's the kind of stuff that you can do if you have someone's SIN number, right? So, yeah.
I know. Did you see that one where Elon Musk says, you know, they're either vampires or they're 150 years old and they should be famous. Let's find them.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of on the similar terms he was saying, but it's kind of true. You should be famous. You're 150 years old, or maybe you're a vampire. Either way, we should find you. You know?
Well, the thing
I
is,
mean, in a way, what are you gonna?
Don't you have workers that are going through the records and stuff like that? Don't you notice that this person is way too old to be on the system? Like, I don't know. There's got to be more checkups, I guess. But see, what's going to happen, and this is what I think is happening here with all these ramping up, is that it's going to get really bad. It's going to get worse with this. And what they're wanting to do is implement this digital ID thing. And so it's going to get to the point where we no longer can prove that we're even human. Never mind that we are the human that we say we are. And we're going to have to merge over to this. I think that's what's going on right now, because it just seems like a lot all of a sudden, and just this week here alone with this. So, and knowing that Trump really wants to get that in real quick, he's bang, bang. Like, he's only got 4 years. He wants to get this in now. And so I wouldn't be surprised, like the whole Facebook thing that went to, I wouldn't be surprised that those hackers were paid by Meta or paid by the government to do this, to ramp this up, to make me stressed out, make you stressed out, everybody stressed out about their thing, so that when they come next month or whenever it is with this new thing, or they're just going to shut everybody's accounts down and say, hey, nobody's getting into anything until you've done this, until we do this. That's what I think is happening right now. But anyways, that's besides the point.
I agree. But of course, you know, you can get things here. We'll just go on with this: warning signs, bills for items you did not buy, debt collection for accounts you did not open, information on your credit reports, accounts for you didn't open, denial of loan application, mail stops coming to or missing from your mailbox. That is a good one. You know, because they're not supposed. And if you do, you need to report it to the Federal Trade Commission, identitytheft.gov. 3 major credit reporting agencies, fraud alerts and credit freeze your accounts, the fraud department at your credit issuer or bank where you have accounts, and here's how to do it, and here's the number. So people, if you're running into any of that stuff, identity theft happens several ways. Scammer can steal your identity, steal your wallet. I think somebody said somebody got their purse stolen. You didn't get your purse stolen, but but it go through your trash, steal bank statements, tax documents, all that stuff. People, you need to burn it or
burn it or shred it. Shred it. You can go to like Staples and whatnot. They have a shredding service there. It's not that I think it's like it's like $1 a pound. So all my credit card statements, anything with any personal, I gather it all up and I bring it down to Staples, or, you know, if you have a bonfire, do it there. But don't be throwing that stuff in the recycling or anything like that where people can find it. Or if you do, use a Sharpie then to, take out the numbers, you know what I mean? Same with your medication. Like you don't want to be throwing that medication bottle with your name on it, because everybody's going to know what you're taking, you know what I mean? So you want to scratch out your name. You know, you gotta think of these things, you know, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. People, they install skimmers at ATM machines. Cash register.
Happened to me years ago, 2003, at McDonald's. So
really?
They had, I think one of the employees had installed like a camera so they could see your PIN pad when you're pushing in the PIN pad to pay. And sure enough, gone in, taken money, and it was a big rigmarole. So that's another thing. So you always got to protect, like you got to be mindful of your surroundings, first of all, and always put your hand over, if somebody's right behind you, to say, can you give me some space, please? You don't need to be right up on my grill right now. You know what I mean? And protect that so they don't see you punching in the numbers. Yeah, that's happened to me as well. I've had a lot of these, haven't I? Just come to think of it now, over the years, like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They get your personal information from your phone when you use public Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's a big one. He did mention that to me he says, have you used any public Wi-Fi lately? They could have scammed your number off of that. And I'm like, no, I haven't used public Wi-Fi.
See, I go as far as I don't use my banking on my phone. Yeah, because it would be, because sometimes maybe you are accidentally, on some other Wi-Fi. You never know. Your phone picks up whatever. You know what I mean? Like I would never do anything like that on my phone. Just doing it on your PC that you're hardwired in. You know what I mean? I think is the best way to do it. But I realize that most people don't even have a PC. All they have is a phone, and they do everything on there. I don't trust the phone and the Wi-Fi thing. Myself, but. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. People are so weary, but they do it anyway. I got a friend who says, that they're doing this. Why do you, just put it out there? And it's like, because that's the way the world works. If I want to get somewhere, I got to use internet. I got to do the banking. I got to have a credit card. If you want to have a credit score, you got to use these credit cards. And in a way, sometimes the credit card's better than a debit card, because if I use the credit card and they steal my money, or somebody gets my number and they use my credit card, I don't have to pay it back. It's kind of like the good thing about it. It's like they stole the credit card. And they charge $500.
That's
and
true.
That happened a couple of times. And they just sent me a new card. And I never had to pay, because I thought, oh my God, I'm going to afford $2,000 or something, And like, yeah, we're just going to shop. So, it came up on my phone and it said, you charged a pizza at Pizza Hut. And I'm thinking, there ain't a Pizza Hut in 500 miles of my house.
That's one thing I don't like about the tap system. It's too easy. Like for me, when I have a card, I want to manually push in the pin every time. I don't care. It takes me, another 20 seconds to do that, because, if they take your card and you can just go tap all over town. I mean, you fill up your tank, that's $200, go out for expensive meals, go and get, whatever. And and you can tap so quick and just move around so quick before you even get to the bank, so I don't like the whole tap system. I think this whole convenience technology thing is just gotten way out of hand as far as I'm concerned. I've gone back to the cash system, to be honest with you. I don't use my debit card. I have a debit card, obviously, but I never use it. I refuse to pay the bank so that I can use a debit card, in having to pay the bank to use my own money. I don't think so. I take all my money out cash now. Mind you, I shouldn't say that too loud, because people know I got cash here, but it's not that much, so don't worry about it. But that's what I do. I just gone back. I do old school cash everywhere I go. There's no more. I don't have to worry about it. So
yes, cash is good.
Cash is king. Yes. And the thing is, it's our privacy. That was one thing that irritated me when I got because I was caught up in this stuff, single mom, working. I didn't have time for cash. It was just, debit card, debit, everything. And then you get the statement at the end of the month and it's like 5 pages long. Every single transaction I did is there. The bank, everybody knows exactly what I'm buying, when I'm buying it, how much I'm buying. And I got tired of that too. Like, there's nobody's business to know how many times I've been at the liquor store, you know what I mean? Or whatever, it's just, the points thing at the grocery store, that's one thing. I don't mind the grocery store knowing what I'm buying, how often I buy, because I want them to restock the shelves with the things that I bought. You know what I mean? But everything else, no, that's nobody's business as to what you bought. So that's another thing I don't like about the debit system is, you lose your privacy. And with this new digital thing, we're going to be completely lose all our privacy. There'll be no more privacy.
Here's the biggest one, and this one is here. Look through your social media accounts to find identifying identity information in posts or photos, or they ask you for your personal information online, quizzes and surveys. I know, my buddy there, he's listening. I know he's in chat. Anyway, he says, yeah, you're on YouTube and you give them all your information. What are you doing that for? And he's always yelling at me. You're on all them social sites and doing all this stuff. Shame on you. You expect them to, not, scam you. Look how stupid you are. And he always gets me, and because, they're always putting out things like this. Scams to avoid on TikTok. Yeah, big place. Avoid scams here and there. Is it a scam? Yes. They get your stuff basically from your cell phone, and stuff too, because people are taking selfies. You don't think they can't track down those sites where you took a selfie? You're taking that picture and they match it up with the background. A computer can. A normal human probably couldn't, but a computer can. You're in the background of Big Ben, or New York, and the Eiffel Tower's in the background. They know exactly where you're at. Doesn't take them too long. And then you're taking pictures of yourself. Well, now they're using facial scans and voice mimicking. Online, you can download the thing and scan your voice, and then within 1 or 2 sentences, there's your voice pattern, and you can duplicate it. I could, the computer could call you up, Nina, and say it was me, and have a conversation with you. Yeah,
that's going to be the scary one. Like if somebody calls me up and it sounds like it's my son or something like that, right? Saying, "Hey, Mom, I'm in jail," or mind you, that would be kind of, I wouldn't believe that. But if he's something, I've been kidnapped. I need whatever. Yeah, that would be kind of scary because he would, it sounds like it's your loved one. Again, grandparents keep getting scammed that way all the time. It's thinking it's their grandson who's calling asking for money. They need money for something, or and grandma forks it out. So, but there's another scam too. That's another thing, and I'm sure people are aware of it now. But Facebook, like shopping, like Facebook is just all ads now, more or less, right? But I got caught in it too for a while, a few years back, right? Using credit cards and all this kind of stuff. I got caught up with the shopping. I would order stuff. And there's 2 different scams. One is where they have a deal with, say, a store. They can sell it for whatever they want to online, and then they just pay the store whatever. You know what I mean? So I've caught them doing that, where they're like, wait a minute, this isn't worth that much. You know what I mean? When you go looking online to see how much these things are worth. So that's one. You're going to overpay, and that's how these people make money. Another one is from, I think, China, India, whatever. They'll have a store, and you'll order things. Next thing you know, that website's gone. They don't exist. They got your money now, but they don't exist anymore. Or I've had where I've ordered, like one time it was Halloween time. This was a few years ago. I ordered a nice big, pumpkin that was supposed to sing, and it had all kinds of cool things. I was going to get this for my grandkid. You know what I got? They have the gall to actually send you something. A tiny little plastic pumpkin thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and then when you go to contact them, the website's gone. They're all gone.
Yeah.
So that's a huge scam too.
Well, there's so many of these scams. My buddy called me the other day and told me there's this new one where if you send them $20, they will say prayers for you.
Oh.
You know,
Well,
and I'm like,
religion has been a scam for 2,000 years now. I mean, come on. I mean,
I know, and it's like, how do you prove they were saying prayers for you? I mean, you know, thousands of people out there sending them money, and they got a room full of people in there. Yes, say prayer, blah 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 for so and so. Okay, next. Oh, say prayer, blah 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 for so and so. Okay, next. I mean, is that even a prayer? Come on, really? You know, if you're thinking about it, it's like, what is it? Is it?
I mean, I hate to, you know, stomp on somebody's business here or whatever, but you know, even the Reiki, I find, you know, long distance Reiki, they charge you big bucks. Yep. Oh yeah, we're gonna do it over, you know, it's long distance. How do you know whether they did anything? And I know people who have done this, and they don't do jack. You know what I mean? It's yeah. There's so many different scams going on out there, and all the different communities. I'm sure. You know, like there's no way of knowing. You know, I mean, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Buyer beware, as they say. You know, I've learned this now. You know, this is why I've gone away from all this. I'm never ever going to get scammed into that again, because I made sure of it. You know. So.
Yes. The best is, but you know, old people, they get scared. Like even myself, when they called and said, you know, you're going to go to prison if you just, you know, if we don't get this handled today. And you know, like we're gonna help you, and I'm thinking, oh, you're gonna help me? Well, that's good. I want to be helped, you know. And you could go to prison. I didn't open any bank accounts, and they're accusing me of opening a bank account. I'm like, you know, right away they started up an argument. Then they're telling me they're going to help me, but you know, and of course right away you're like kind of stuck on that. Here we're gonna just go to some of these. There's some of the scams that go with older people. Anti-aging or product scams. Here, wipe this on your face and you could be. Well,
yeah,
I mean, what older person doesn't want to be?
As a woman, I mean, I don't know how many creams I've gone through, and I've tried you know what I mean? I've tried the expensive stuff. My skin looks the same. That's the cheap one. You know, I know that now, you see, but they've gotten a lot of my money in the meantime, though, you know, to try that, because you don't know. What if this cream is going to do it? You know, you don't want to miss out. FOMO, right? So, yeah, and I can tell you right now, don't fall for that either. There's nothing that's going to make you look young as in a cream. No way. No. It's not going to take away the, you know, the aging. It's just not. Yeah. It's just not.
No, I agree. We got charity scams. Charity scams. Oh, donate to the poor Ethiopian children. You know, $10 a month could buy that child a bowl of rice every day. Could make him go to school. Provides money for their, you know, well that they need for water. And you know, $5 could save a pet. You know, and feed the poor pets or something, you know. Of course, who doesn't want to help the pets? What, Nina, you don't want to give $10 to help some starving children? Come on, you got to give the $10.
I hate to admit this, but you know what? When I was in my Christian phase, I thought, you know what? We're supposed to be tithing, right? You know, and so I did sign up for that, where I was helping a kid. I thought, well, you know, this is my way of tithing. You know, not quite 10%, obviously, but yeah. And I knew, I mean, just looking at the literature that they sent, like how expensive everything was, how professional it looked, you know, most of our money, that's what that was going to, you know, there's very little of that was going to the child. But, you know, as a Christian, you got to make yourself feel good by, you know, giving. So I did do that for a little bit. But yeah, no, most of these, like even Red Cross, I hear, they're not giving, you know, what you think they're giving. You know, it's, most of them are shysters, and they're skimming off the top, obviously, right? So you're better off going directly, say, to the food bank if you want to give to a food bank, or if like, say, there was a fire and you want to help the family out, going directly and giving things to them rather than to some charity that say they're going to give, you know what I mean? Like, I think you know what I mean? That kind of thing, to make sure that you are giving directly to whatever it is that you think you're giving to. The third party, they're gonna want money for that. Somebody's working, they need a living wage. You know, all these pamphlets that they're sending out, that all costs money. You know, websites that cost money. You know, so you know the person's obviously not getting the 100%, or even.
Well, did you know? Now I do know this for a fact. So when I worked at the ranch back in the day, one of the guys, he was a professional charity fundraiser guy, and he said, you know, all the money that we you know, because I just done one of these charities for you know, cancer thing, you know, whatever, at the ranch, and I threw a big party because I was the activities guy, and when we got all done, I donated all the money to you know, the local cancer society. And he says to me, he says, yeah, he says, this is a good thing. He says, but do you know that when you do a charity work like that, you only have to give like 10% of that money to has to actually go to the base of the charity. The rest could go in your pocket for expenses. So you only actually have to give them 10 or 20%. I forget what it is.
So if you give $100, you know, they're only getting $10 out of it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's yeah. Like I said, you know, do it directly, you know, directly to the thing, and don't go through somebody like that. Because they're going to want money for their time. You know, they're spending the time doing it, and they might be putting on money, you know, putting out money for different things. And that's not what you want to where your money's going to go, right? So,
Joanne says, I will say, I work for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and it was a worthy cause. They all do the research just for free, nonprofit. See, and there are some good places. You just gotta sift through them, people. You gotta sift through them. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Otherwise, we're never gonna get any of this done. We only got a few more minutes. Funeral and cemetery scams. Hey, you're old, you're gonna die. Buy this cemetery plot, and you buy one. It's only 3x3, and you need another few feet. You're scammed. It don't even exist. It's underwater.
Go straight to the funeral place in your area. Go right to them. Don't do anything that, you know, sending you something in the mail or any of these. No, you know, if you want to, because I bought my own plot years ago, 2006. But, you know, I went straight, you go into the government office here, you know, and buy. There's no scams that way. Like, but I can see how people could get scammed, I guess, if some, you know, guy with a suit and tie comes to your door and says, hey, I got a deal for you. Yeah, no, go straight to the thing, you know, because there is such thing as prepaying and all this kind of stuff with the funeral things. So, which I've done, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, health scams, of course. With health scams, we've been kind of talking about that. Help scams, help. You know, home scams. Hey, well, I don't know how many times I've heard about the guys coming and knocking on your door, and they're going to roof your house or pave your driveway. I know somebody here has paid that money to have their driveway paved, and to this day, they only have gravel. They're still waiting for those guys to come around.
Oh, really?
I won't name names. Names in the chat. There's also internet and email scams, which we just been talking a lot about. Investment scams. Here, give us $20 and we'll invest it for you. Or what's that? Not GoFundMe. I forget what that one site is, and where you give to the product, and then hopefully you get, you know, a product. They basically tell you, we're running that campaign, and if, you know, in a little while, and then you'll get the product. I did that for a flying camera. You know, send us $100, and in 6 months we're going to have this flying camera built, and you'll be the first to get it. And lost
Oh,
$100.
really?
You know, well, it sounded good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, lottery or prize scams. Princess Abubu from Zimbabwe has contacted you and said, if you have won the lottery for $25 million. Unfortunately, he has not the funds to send it to you in the United States with all that $25 million. But if you just send him $5,000 or something like that, you will be getting a sum of, 25 million. Sounds pretty good. 5 for 25, You think
I've
about
heard
it,
of that, but I've heard more of the inheritance. You have some uncle in, Europe that just died and he left you a bunch of money. Congratulations. Yeah, all you have to do is send me the processing fee and we'll have that check in your account ASAP. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yep. I've heard of those, yes. Again, if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
Probably is, yes. Let's see. Telephone and telemarketing scams. Now, that telemarketing was really big about 20 years ago. And man, sir, you need insurance today, or you need this today, and we'll fix you, here, we'll get you in a timeshare. Those are still going on.
Well, timeshare
yeah, we got a timeshare to sell you.
I've sat through a few of those, but knowing that I'm not going to buy though, but to get the free breakfast and they get the free this and that and the other thing, sure. But as long as you know that that's what's going on here and that you don't sign that dotted line, you'll be fine. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one time in Mexico we did this, and the guy took us like far off, far out there. Yep. But we were getting free this, free that. And when we didn't sign, we had to freaking find our own way back. So that so be careful, right? Yeah. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and of course there's the Amway pyramid scam. Yes.
Oh yes.
And that was a good one, Scotty boy. I forgot all about the Amway thing. Yeah, Amway was another one of those dealies where, they come along and and really in the point of it was that you could do it. It would work. The bad part was that it was really hard to do, in the big picture. You really had to change your life. And then you had to get other people to buy products and change their lives and just buy strictly Amway stuff. And then it would probably work. There was a lot of other ones. There was this one where they were trying to sell some acai berry juice. And I remember going to this lecture, and I remember, this guy got in and he's telling me, yeah, we got in, right at the bottom, so we're halfway up the top already. It's going to be the greatest thing, ever. You buy this bottle, it looks like a wine bottle, and it's got this acai berry juice in there. It's supposed to be really helpful. And you just take one shot of that every day, and, it'll keep you good and healthy. And, I says to him, it's just one shot a day. It's one bottle. But you want like 30, you're trying to sell those bottles for $35. And I says, that's a lot of money. It's hard to get people to buy a $35 bottle that only lasts like half a month. You got to buy 2 bottles a month. And I says, he's like, oh, once you get going and you get enough people under you, you'll get a free case every month, and then you don't have to even buy yours. I'm thinking, so how is it I don't even have to buy mine? And if I get enough people under me, what about the guy that I bought so he could get his free one, and so forth. I says, it's a pyramid thing. Oh, no. See, it's like a flatliner, and he drew it out. And I'm like, okay, so if the sticks are going, I forget how he went like this, and he went like this, and he goes like this, and he goes like this. And so he's got all these lines, like that. And I says, looks like a pyramid to me. It's just a little bit off. You just didn't do it on the other side. You just drew a little longer line, man. It's like, oh,
There's so many of those. I know those were big back in 80s and 90s there. I remember sitting through a couple of the sessions, and we thought about it, but we never did go for it. Thank God. Although I did sign up for Mary Kay. I remember Mary Kay is another one, it was a cosmetic company, but you would have to sell an awful lot of makeup to get that pink Cadillac that they promise you, that you're going to get all this stuff. Like, no.
Well, the thing was, Mary Kay was like a full-time business. You really got to be dedicated.
You got to hustle that stuff. You got to be out there hustling like 16 hours a day in order to, you know what I mean? Like, and it's expensive. They're trying to convince women that, you should be spending that kind of money, especially nowadays. See, back then we had a little bit more disposable income, I think. Women, now, no. No, nobody has the money nowadays, but anyways.
Well, and that's the bad part. It's it just gets there, and people find out, and then they have to change the scam a little bit because people figure it like Amway, so they named it something different. I forget what it's called now, but it's the same gig. It's the same Amway. It's just called a different name. And people go,
is it called Norwex now? Is it Norwex now? Because I've seen a lot of these Norwex
I don't know.
products. And I remember Amway, they had everything with cleaning and everything, and Norwex kind of has sort of the same type of idea. So I'm wondering if that is the same company.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah, there's a few of these companies around, that's,
Yeah, I'm just.
Good night, Grandpa.
Googling.
I see Grandpa's going to bed.
Yeah, I looked it up. It says Amway North America was replaced with Amway Global. It says here created Altcore. Amway is another business. Altcore created Quickstar, an internet focused company. Quickstar replaced Amway in North America and Canada and the Caribbean. Alcor, that Quickstar would be phased out in favor of Amway Global. Amway Global is a brand used worldwide. And then it goes on. Amway pyramid scheme myth. Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, they're saying it's a myth?
Yeah, it says, is it a myth? Alcor Corporation owns both Amway and Quickstar plus several other concerns. Quickstar replaced the North American business. No, that doesn't say. What's the 70% rule? Amway does distributors sell at least 70% of the previous purchase before reordering. The rule was intended to prevent distributors from building up excess inventory. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So these people, what happens is you're supposed to buy, a case of toilet paper. We'll just go with toilet paper. You buy a case of toilet paper. You only got to use 4 rolls, and then you sell the others to your neighbors. And you basically you're running a store with vitamins and paper towels and toilet paper, and then you got to get your neighbors to come over and buy some of this stuff. And people, see, but then you're running a store. You got a general store, and the stuff gets shipped to you in a big truck on a big pallet, and then you have to divvy it up. And of course, you're supposed to use some of this stuff. And you're thinking, well, the stuff ain't cheap either. It's good. I gotta admit, it's good quality stuff, but it's kind of expensive.
It is expensive, and that's the thing. So now you're hustling your friends and family. That's one thing I didn't like about that, because like I said, I tried Mary Kay. I did that for a little bit. I mean, it was mainly my mother-in-law that was buying stuff, just to support me or whatever. But, and yeah, you fork out a lot of money for demos and this and that. Like same at Avon, same thing. And now I'm buying all this stuff sitting here that, I'm not selling. And I've done it all. I've tried all that stuff. It's the Avon wasn't too bad, but I ended up being my own best customer, and that's the problem. So I ended up, whatever money I was making, I just spent it back in the company, so I wasn't really making any money. But they were, though, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah, because if you're a distributor, you're buying the stuff and then you got to peddle it. I mean, just like a grocery store or any other store, they buy a case and then they peddle it to you with a markup so they can keep their store open. The only thing is you've got your garage and they have a whole store. You get your friends to mark it down on a piece of paper like you're ordering out of the Sears catalog, and then they order stuff, and then they come over to your house when the delivery truck comes and they pick it up. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's pretty simple. It's just people nowadays want convenience. They want to order it. They can have it delivered through Amazon. I mean, you can order stuff with Amazon in like 3 days. It's there. You can order stuff on eBay in 2 days. It's there.
Yeah, those sales, I think, are gone now. Yeah.
Yeah, you got all these bigger companies doing Walmart and stuff, do it online shopping and deliver it to your house, and you got everything else that comes in the mail, and it comes in a couple of days. Or you can go to town and drive by the store and you go, oh, look, they got a sale on laundry detergent and toilet paper. No, I'm just gonna wait, and when the next month the high-priced toilet paper is going to come in, and I'll buy it there. Now, no, you want to buy the cheap toilet paper because you're just flushing it away down the drain anyway, right?
Literally,
I
know.
And you want it now. I ran it out. Now, sorry, no toilet paper because we didn't manage it. And now we need more, and we'll have to wait till next month's delivery. No, you go to town, you buy some. Well, now I got too much of it. What do I do with all this toilet paper? I bought 4 rolls and I got 5.
Yeah, see, these things were lucrative back in the day when we didn't have the internet, never mind online shopping, right? We didn't have any of that. Yeah. So, especially housewives, right? A lot of women didn't drive back in the day. We didn't have online shopping. So when Avon lady knocked on the door and she wants to talk about makeup and all the stuff that's on sale, we're all over that stuff. But now it's a little different nowadays. Those days are gone. Nobody goes door to door to try to sell you stuff anymore, So, things have changed a lot that way. So, anyways, I hope somebody got something out of this, about the scamming thing. Be aware, it's happening everywhere. And like I said, I have a sneaking suspicion that this is part of the plan to get us to move over to the digital idea. And I'm pretty sure it's going to sound wonderful. It's going to be a lot simpler and easier once it's set up, right? You don't have to worry about as much as the scamming anymore. So, but we're going to lose our privacy. So that's the trade-off there.
You want to know something's a scam right now? And I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but Sunset Dreamer, I don't know if somebody banned him off of here or something, but I see him pop up in the chat, and he pops up and says something. But in my chat on YouTube, he's nowhere to be found.
I see him here, Sunset Dreamer.
Yeah, on the StreamYard, but on YouTube, my YouTube page that I have pulled up, he's not on there. Isn't that weird? Can you see the YouTube page?
I am on the YouTube chat right now, and I see him there.
Oh, okay, because I don't see him on my YouTube thing.
You're in the studio, Brian, I guess.
Yeah, he's I can see he's in the studio. Grandpa Brian was in with here. I'll put it up. He says, "Have a wonderful night."
Grandpa, then the sunset,
and then I tapped on, and then here's Sunset. And then Steve, and then Sunset. But yet, when I look over at my YouTube page, there's no Sunset Dreamer. Now it came through as I'm here, but it didn't come through before. Wow, that's weird.
Well, what's even weirder is
really...
the texting thing. We're gonna have to figure that out. Like, so why is your text not coming through? I'm wondering, is that on your end? Are you not online, or is it you sent it but I'm not receiving it? That to me is weird. Like, how can that happen? That's scary, because that's our phone. That's our lifeline, you know. So, and if we're not getting important texts, you know, that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What, does anybody have any suggestions on what we're supposed to do here?
We're gonna have to play around with that after the show.
Yeah, you'll have to play around and make sure that you are actually online, because I've had that before. Where all of a sudden, with the other guy that I'm texting, it says he's not online or something, and he might not receive it now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know how that works. But
speaking of receiving that, I think everybody's heading over to Max Vision remote view class. So, yep. So, with that said, Nina, what do we got going on tomorrow night? We got a good show coming up.
Yes, I'll give you guys the link in here, and then I'll put it down in the chat too for later. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the Georgia Guidestones and how everything is tying in with what's going on right now. So that's going to be very interesting. So make sure you go in there, set the notify me now. Hopefully it'll get notified when we go live tomorrow. And then like the Facebook profile. Yeah. Or Facebook page, I guess. Yeah. If you don't mind liking that, and that way I can go live there.
And with that. Exactly. And then with all that, everybody, hope you're enjoying all the little new shorts coming out. I got a ton of them, and those are doing really good. Watch them. You'll learn something without watching the whole show.
You have a lot of those. A lot of shorts been coming out lately.
Yeah, it's a new big thing. That, and we got Native American Myths and Legends coming up on Tuesday with David Null, Hawkeye, Two Feathers. So anyway, with that, everybody, we'll see you tomorrow night. Remember, it'll be on Nina's channel right here underneath, right there. Check it out. Go over there, subscribe. And yes, exactly. And with that, go out and do something nice. Don't get scammed.
Don't get scammed, people. That's right.
Don't get scammed. Go buy one of those shirts. I do not consent, because I got mine.
Not consent. That's right.
I do not consent. And with that, everybody, do something nice for your neighbor, but don't get scammed. Love y'all. Peace, everybody. See you tomorrow.